Dr. Green moved on to wanting me to kill dolls that look like real children. I stabbed a doll with a spear once after being severely traumatized, but the next time I refused. He used many pain induction techniques, but as I got older, I resisted more and more. He often tied me down in a cage, which was near his office. Between 1972 and 1976, he and his assistants were sometimes careless and left the cage unlocked. Whenever physically possible, I snuck into his office and found files with reports and memos addressed to CIA and military personnel. Included in these files were project, subproject, subject, and experiment names with some code numbers for radiation and mind control experiments, which I have submitted in your written documentation. I was caught twice, and Dr. Green ruthlessly used electric shock, drugs, spun me on a table, put shots in my stomach and my back, dislocated my joints, and hypnotic techniques to make me feel crazy and suicidal.
In the 1950s, the world was changing. The Cold War had begun, fear was everywhere, and behind closed doors, the United States government started asking a terrifying question. What if the human mind could be controlled? This wasn't science fiction. The CIA believed their enemies were already doing it. Rumors spread that the Soviets were brainwashing prisoners, turning them into weapons, and the fear of falling behind led to something dark. That's when it began, a secret program, even hidden from some within the government itself. His name was simple, MKUltra. The goal? Total control over the human mind. Not just influence, not persuasion. Control. The ability to break someone down, erase them, and rebuild them however they wanted. To do this, they needed subjects, but they didn't always ask for volunteers. In fact, many of the people involved had no idea they were part of an experiment. Some were prisoners, some were patients in hospitals. Others were just ordinary people. People who thought they were getting treatment or participating in harmless studies. They had no idea what was about to happen to them. The experiment started with drugs, especially one that was still new at the time, LSD. The CIA believed it could unlock the mind or destroy it. People were dosed without warning, at parties, in bars, even in their own homes. Some were given massive amounts, far beyond anything considered safe. And then, they were observed. Agents watched as subjects began to panic, hallucinate, screamed, some cried, some completely broke down. But the experiments didn't stop. Because drugs were only the beginning, they wanted more. They wanted to see how far a person could be pushed before they snapped. Sleep deprivation, isolation, endless interrogation. Subjects were kept awake for days, sometimes weeks. Lights constantly on. No sense of time, just pressure and fear. In some cases, they used electroshock therapy, but not the kind used for treatment. This was extreme, repeated shocks, far beyond normal limits, enough to erase memories or leave someone permanently damaged. And then there were the safe houses, apartments set up by the CIA, used for secret experiments. What happened inside them was something most people still don't fully understand. In one operation, men were lured in by women. They thought they were just meeting someone, but they were being watched, secretly filmed, while being given drugs, without their knowledge. Behind mirrors, CIA agents sat and observed, taking notes, watching how people reacted when their minds were no longer their own. The question wasn't just, can we control someone? It became, how do we break them first? Some subjects never recovered, reports later revealed. Cases of severe trauma, mental collapse, and lives permanently destroyed. But at the time, none of it was public. One case stood out. A man named Frank Olson, a scientist. He was unknowingly given LSD by his own colleagues. After that night, something changed. Just days later, he fell from a hotel window. The official story said it was suicide, but years later, questions began to surface. Was it really? Or did he know something he wasn't supposed to? For years, MKUltra remained hidden. No public knowledge, no accountability, just experiments continuing in the shadows. Then in the 1970s, everything started to unravel. Investigations began, and the truth started coming out. The CIA admitted it. The program was real. They had conducted experiments on human subjects, many without consent. But there was a problem. Most of the evidence was gone. In 1973, the director of the CIA ordered files destroyed, thousands of documents erased. What remained? Just enough to prove it happened, but not enough to fully understand how far it really went. Congress held hearings. Victims came forward. Stories of trauma, manipulation, and lives ruined forever. But no one was truly held accountable. No major consequences. No real justice. And that's what makes it worse, because this wasn't theory. This actually happened. A government program that experimented on its own people, trying to control the human mind. So the question is, how much do we really know? If documents were destroyed, if experiments were hidden, then what didn't we see? Because MKUltra ended, officially, but some believe it never really stopped.